Hello, this is Mark from Delmar's Music and Sound. Somebody asked me if I would show them a mix on my BR1600. I said, sure, I think we can do that. Just recorded a song the other day. It has two guitars, actually three guitars, two rhythm guitars, sort of. Slide guitar, bass, main vocal, and two harmony vocals. So we have kind of explain how it got put in the deck. We had channel 1 was a guitar, channel 2 is main vocal, channel 3 is guitar, channel 4 and 5 are harmonies, channel 6 is a dobro guitar, slide guitar, and channel 7 is bass. So let me give this a play. Everything is set flat, and we can take a listen to what we have, and I'll roll each channel up individually. Bring the guitars in first. So that guitar, this guitar, there's bass guitar, and then there's main vocal, which hasn't come in yet, which is here on channel 2. And there's harmony on 4 and 5. So.
At the airport in Mobile, Alabama.
That's the main
Exit and drive to Pascagoula.
Harmonies are on 4 and 5. I had them muted.
And folks, and tune up the
There's
guitars.
a low harmony. There's a high
Don't
harmony.
let me get out of hand.
So we'll bring them up all at one time, and you'll get kind of a gist of a flat sound. So there's the gist of everything right there. Sounds pretty confusing, pretty busy. So what I typically do is I come over here to guitar 1, and I'll work my pan, all right? And I'm going to pan that all the way to the left. You'll see it here. I'll take guitar 2, and I'll pan that all the way to the right. Vocal I keep in the center. Bass, which is on channel 7, I keep in the center. And let's just take a listen to how that sounds when you divide the guitars up. Or pan them out, left, right. So now we have guitars pan left, right, main vocal in the center. We have these two harmonies on 4 and 5. We're going to have to do something with them. So what I'm going to just pan them a little bit. I'm not going to keep them together, but onto one side. So I'm going to take 4, which is here, and I'm going to take it about 35, let's say 40 on left. And I'll take the higher vocal on 40, and we'll give that a listen.
Drive to Pascagoula, kiss all the kinfolks, tune up the guitars, but don't let me get out of hand. Gas up the shrimp.
so now you have a little bit of separation, so it's not as they say, not as busy, which cleans up the sound a little bit. The guitars on 1 and 3 are a little bit out of time, but that's all right for what we're doing here. You're going to kind of get a feel for how we're going to mix this thing and set EQs and what have you. So let's think about, I already set the tempo on this song, and this tempo is at 81 and a half roughly beats. So if you're going to think about adding reverb or anything, you really want to time your delays, and at 81 and a half, or let's just say 82 on eighth notes is 365, okay, and with a pre-delay, and roughly 91 on a 32nd note. So I kind of go in and I'll edit I'll select reverb, and this is going to be a global reverb on this unit, but I'll edit it and I'll set it for plate because we'll use it on vocal and everything, and I set a cue of, or a timing of 1 second. The pre-delay I'm going to utilize, it's actually 92.6, but I'm going to use 92, which is a 32nd note. I'll go over and I'll keep my density. I keep my density at 5 roughly, normal, and I put 100% on level. Okay. I do the same setting, but I don't use, when I go to chorus delay and I edit, and I'll use delay and, or I'm sorry, let's back up here. Delay, put level at 100, and I give it 10 milliseconds. Okay. Go back to reverb, get out. So I'll add just a little bit of reverb to probably some of this, but what I want to do is look at the compression on the vocals on 2. This must have been a pre-select, so what I'll do is I'm going to crush that a little bit. I'll give it a minus 10 decibel. Vocals, good ratios, 3.5 to 1. I use a quick attack and a quick release with a medium knee, and I'll use some makeup gain just to bring that level back up. Show you what that sounds like if I hit play.
Put the net in the water.
That's how the vocal
let
sounds
the net
with compression.
spread and let it sink down.
If I shut it
Pull
off,
up the shrimp and throw back the catfish.
Compression
'cause
back on.
We ain't just fooling around.
it brings a lot of those levels back up. So typically I'll compress that main vocal. I usually double the track. Put that vocal on another track and compress it to keep the dynamic in the main vocal. But that would be another lesson all in itself. So we have set our reverb pre-delays at 92 milliseconds. Our chorus delay, that runs, you know, I'll take, if I set the pre-delay on for 81 and a half beats or 82, because you can't pick half ones, and I believe that was at a 32nd note. An eighth note would be 365. I'll typically go a quarter note at 731, so I'll grab 730 on this, just a hair off for the pre-delay on that one. All right, so I've got everything flattened out, everything dampened out with the exception of the vocal, and I'm going to show you what reverb sounds like if it's timed. Let me rewind, fast forward. Let's get back to the vocal part here.
It's all the kin folks and tune up the guitars, but don't let me get out of hand.
You can hear that reverb in there.
Gas up the shrimp, oh, put the net in the water. Let the net spread
Chorus
and
delay, I'll probably
let it
just a
sink
hair.
down. Pull up the shrimp and throw back the catfish.
You hear the timing is off on that chorus delay. So what I'll do is probably grab, instead of grabbing that quarter note, okay, which gave us 740, right, or 730. I'll probably grab a 16th, which would be 182. We'll grab 180. We'll listen to it, and I may have to decrease it just a hair.
Just 'cause we ain't just fooling around.
Let's shut the reverb off once, and we'll listen to what just the chorus delay with the pre-delay set at.
But don't let me get out of hand.
You'll see that really fast.
Gas up the shrimp boat, put the net in the water. Let the net spread and let it sink down. Pull up the shrimp and throw back the catfish, 'cause we ain't just fooling around.
And I'm kind of satisfied with that. It sounds pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll kind of mix this thing a little bit. You've got a compressed vocal. Let's take a listen to the bass once. We're not going to criticize my bass playing, but it's enough to put some bottom end in, right? That sounds respectable. Let's listen to what the dobro or what the slide sounds like.
Bring on the shrimp and
So what we'll do here is I'll bring everything back into the mix, right? Oh no, let's listen to.
I just want to say before I get forgetful, thank you all for letting
There's
me
a one
be
vocal there. Okay, that's the we gave that just a little bit of left.
And boil them in some water. Put them on a platter. Open up a beer. I just want to say before I get forgetful.
What I'll end up doing is one of the harmonies is a little bit out. The other one's just so-so. I'll probably alternate between the two. Okay. So let's rewind this and do somewhat of a mix, and you'll get a feel for. And this is just, again, this is just a starting point. Okay.
Meet me at the airport in Mobile, Alabama. Put me in the back seat, drive me past the cooler. Kiss all the kinfolks, tune up the guitar. Gas up the shrimp, or put the net in the water. Let the net spread, let it sink down. Pull up the shrimp and throw back the catfish, 'cause we ain't just fooling around.
So there's kind of a, I had to get a little blend. That right vocal was a little hot. I couldn't hear this Left vocal, I'm going to put a little bit of reverb on 4, right? Just maybe a touch, and then I'll put the same amount on 5. I'll put it at about 10. Again, I haven't compressed anything. I'm just trying to get a feel for the mix, you know. Listen to the sound. I'm going to be punching, I think, the vocals in and out. They're not going to be all happening together at one time. So let's give that a listen. We'll go from the top. I'll do some mixing on the fly here.
All the kin folks tune up the guitars, but don't let me get out of hand. Gas up the shrimp, oh, put the net in the water. Let the net spread, let it sink down. Pull up the shrimp and throw back the catfish, 'cause we ain't just fooling around. Bring home the shrimp, boil them in some water, put them on a platter, open up a beer. I just want to say before I get forgetful, thank you all for letting me be here.
So there you have it. That's kind of like how I do it. I mean, you'll do some more EQ, and there's some. I hear there's some definite frequency fights going on. I may compress the bass a little more. I may fool with those harmonies. I like them segregated like that. So there you have it from Delmar's Music and Sound as the first rough mix. Thanks, man.